Welcome to the Meatball Sandwich. That's right. This map is based on the meatball sandwich that you might be eating for lunch right now. So basically what the explanation showed, as I will introduce the teams, is that there are 5 meatballs in the middle of this sandwich. And the center meatball has one layer of trees around it, and in the middle are cows and gold. You can chop those trees to get access to it. The second meatballs, so on either side of the middle, have 2 layers of trees, and that's where stone is. And man, these cows are not happy about it. And then the furthermost meatballs have more gold, but that is 3 trees, right? Other aspects of this map, as I look over at Heart's Base, for example, you do have some stone, you do have some gold, but it's a little different than standard maps. You have 2 elephants and standard sheep, or turkeys, I guess, to work with some deer. This area here has some berries and some additional hunt, but it's nothing crazy. This is the bread portion of the sandwich, I guess. And then, you know, that's pretty much all she wrote. I actually see, and this is interesting, you've got some shorefish here. I don't know if this is supposed to be on the sandwich. I've never had a fish and meatball sandwich, and it doesn't sound too appealing to me. But anyways, I guess if you want to maybe take that food, you could. Oh, it's the sauce. Okay. I mean, there's only so much you can do with Age of Empires, so I'll take it. In the orange, we have Paladin for the WWP team. They've been playing really well today. Paladin is playing as the Vietnamese. Pocket for him is Licks, and very rare for Licks to not be on the flank, so that comes down to the fact that in this one, you cannot choose your position. Whereas in previous games you could. And Lix has picked a flank civilization. So he's Pocket with that. It's Saracens. The other Pocket here is Yo. Yo is playing as the Spanish. And then his flank is Vivi. Vivi playing as the Cumans. He loves the Cumans. In the yellow, we have Nikov. Nikov, what is that elephant lore? Maybe not having his best day. He's playing as the Persians. In the teal, we have not just Heart, but the Heart, because I think he changed his name to make fun of MBL. Because MBL recently changed his name to the MBL.
We went from forest nothing to pants to food map. What a time to be alive.
I know, right? Here in the red, we have Saracens for MBL. And then his flank is Leary, and Leary is Ethiopians. So of all the positions and the civilizations, I think that having Leary as Ethiopian flank probably makes the most sense.
Ow.
So that much works out because the position was random here. You couldn't choose it. Leary already looking to wall up, so he might be thinking about playing defensive into early archers. Actually, we might have a massive team wall along the front, right next to the bread portion of the meatball. Okay. Yeah, MBL changed his name to the MBL like a month ago, which is kind of silly. He's like, everyone knows the best clan is the. I guess it's the Viper, the Max. There might be some other examples out there. So Heart changed his name. I also love how Heart has a smiley face and an exclamation point in his name. It's just like, Heart's name looks nothing like a pro player's name would look like in an esport, you know? Like, underscore the Heart with 3 T's, underscore smiley face, exclamation. It's just not... Maybe it makes him more legit. I don't know. But that is funny to me. Now, Nerfox is in chat. Nerfox, I know there was a show match a couple months back with these maps. Did they play this one, or is this new? Because the fact that the teams are team walling up right now makes me think that they understand it a little bit. But yes, Vivi is the one in the blue. That's the fat dragon. And he's very experienced with Kuman, so he's going fast feudal into a second TC. This one isn't new. Okay, what someone just said it isn't new, and someone just said it hasn't been played before, so I don't know what to believe now. But actually, if you have Kumans on your team, it is a team bonus to have more HP on your palisade walls. So it makes a whole lot of sense to wall up more when you have Kumans. These maps are probably available on DE. Nerfox would need to tell me what to search for. Maybe searching for the name of the show match. The delicious show match would show up in the mod center for you. everyone just gonna go fast castle? Okay, wait, Lix has clicked up. He's sending villagers to gold. 22 pop. So I think Lix will still go for archers. All right. Yeah, I don't know what Vivi's name means. By the way, this woodline is really nice for him to wall up towards. But this blue player has had so many crazy names over the years. Known as the Fat Dragon, known as the Fat Pig. Oh, goodness, that TC. Come on. There you go. Yeah, he's known as the Fat Dragon. He was known as the Fat Pig. Really DL, 5 centimeter DL, so big DL, if you could guess what DL means. And whoa, what the? Why are they using a net for the fruit? Oh my goodness, there's fish underneath there. Huh. Is that the same everywhere? Oh, I didn't even know. Again, this is the first for me. This is a first for me. That might also be why they're trying to go FC. Because there's a little bit of extra food there. Now, is it under every single bush? I almost need... interesting. I didn't even know you could do that. That is really cool scripting. I don't know who made these maps, but that is really cool scripting. Because you have additional food underneath the bushes then. So that, if that's
work from London
3 of them,
love the
that's 600 extra food. So, you know, you're going to Castle Age with that. Here you have the fight. I don't know why the Heart is fighting this. I guess the Heart is in Dark Age, and the Heart knows he's going to lose the fight. Smiley face, exclamation. So, makes sense, actually, that he would take the fight, because he's going to lose that fight regardless. Maps are made by Dragon Milk / Danger Duck / Viper Cream. He goes by many names. Wait a second. That's all the same person? Because I know Viper Cream from my Twitch chat. And I've heard of Dragon Milk on AoE Zone. Is that all the same person? Why? I mean, this is after I said that Vivi has 6 different names. So. All right, cool. I didn't know that. So that's why he's the one. I can trust him in chat then. Can trust him, and he was the one who had said that that this has been played before. So plenty of food. Leary will be in Castle Age with flank position with Ethiopians. What about Lix here? See, Lix? I don't think Lix is really playing this. I mean, he's making a crap ton of archers, which is great, but they're so far apart from the enemy. And if you look at his food consumption, he's leaving hundreds and hundreds of food here. And he's already going for farms, and he's playing this more like it would be on Arabia. So maybe Lix isn't experienced here. Maps for games 3 and 5 have not been played before. Oh, okay, so this hasn't been played before. Gotcha. All right, well then I was wrong, I'm sorry. All over the place with this. So Lix is going to try and break through.
Versus anti-ham and cheese in these maps.
That's funny. Yeah, a show match between Foodman and anti-ham and cheese would be really good for these maps. And 2 people from the community. I actually haven't seen both of those guys around in a bit. I hope they're doing well. Both have played in quite a few community games. Been in chat for a bit. Okay, so here you go. Now MBL, about to be in Castle Age, so he has archers. He also has Saracen, so he could go for some market defense here. The elevation's going to make this awkward. I'm really surprised he didn't just go for a market, because it's so cheap with Saracens, but he's going for house walls. Seems risky, MBL. And the MBL loses the villager. Now you have the starting scout from Paladin, you have the starting scout from Yo. And then Nikov's waiting back here, and he's hoping to catch out any reinforcements. I mean, MBL losing villagers is really not good. But Leary's going to have crossbow in a second, so they can defend from this, and MBL's going to loop around here, and they could trap this army. So that was the idea, I suppose, was just to buy a little bit of time. Still, Lix has kept his numbers alive for now. MBL with good micro. Nothing really else to talk about except for maybe the fact that Vivi has 50 villagers right now with Kumans. But you think back to Lix's approach. I mean, Lix hasn't clicked up to Castle Age yet. He's going to have 2 players with crossbows chasing him down. So certainly that's not going to be ideal for his numbers. Which could mean not ideal for his... He gets housed again. He's almost producing too much.
T90 love.
And here he goes losing his archers. He is taking out crossbows as he's losing archers, though, which is okay. I guess he killed... he didn't kill too many. Let's be honest. But you look at the approach from Paladin. Paladin over here... He's dropping a castle with Vietnamese. That's pretty cool. Benjamin says, bye T90. I'm going to get some brunch at my college dining hall. Then I'm going to hang out with some friends. Hopefully I'll make the rerun. Catch you later. Wait a second. We're not your friends? Everything I know about this relationship has just changed. I thought that we were friends. I'm so sad now. Anyways, Rats and Archers are actually fantastic against crossbowmen if you get to elite, though. They're not very impressive. I mean, they still are good in mass. They do have higher pierce armor than your average archer, but... Excuse me, sorry. I'm just so tired of this relationship with the guy who's going to leave the channel now. But I think the real issue is going to be numbers. Lix is going to try and recoup those numbers because he has 3 ranges on the front, but... MBL's got crossbows, Leary's got crossbows. Meanwhile, Paladin's got a castle with no production yet. So there will be 3 people on top of Lix. But then again, if you think about how this might play out, there's a TC from Yo in the center. Yo is making conquistadors. And also Vivi over here is going to be pumping out a lot of knights. So Lix is normally the type of guy who will try and delay 1 or 2 people on his own in team games, and then his teammates can do their thing. It's kind of how it's playing out. Now, granted, he could die, but I feel his teammates are going to get progressively stronger. Nikov with 58 vills, though. Nikov is so good with Persians. I talked to him after a 2-pulse game where he played Persians, and I was saying how well he played. He's like, nah, he's the easiest game of my life. Playing with Persians is so easy in team games, so... Funny, I tried to compliment him, and he's like, no, it has everything to do with the Civ. It's just so smooth. But he makes it look so easy. Persian TC's working faster. Persian Knights doing extra attack versus archers. So far, Lix has lost 2 out of his 3 ranges. He's making more. Are we seeing Ratens? Really surprised that Paladin is not even making any Ratens. Maybe he doesn't feel like they'd even contribute anything. He's just booming. And then over here, I see the conks for Yo. Really hard for them to break through anywhere, though. And Heart is just booming, by the way. Heart's about to be on 4 TCs. The Heart doesn't have... oh, no, I lied. Actually, Heart is booming, but he doesn't... he has been contributing with Knights. Really nice hold from Lix, though, I have to say. This could have been worse, right? He didn't take any eco losses, at least. Okay, the center meat has been breached. There's gold in there for Yo now, who is soon at a point where he can drop another castle.
Happy birthday, T-Dog.
Thank you for the birthday wishes, Auntie-Ham and Cheese. Yo, what's up? We're just speaking of you. Speaking of the devil. Someone must have snitched. Or not snitched. It's not like we were talking bad about you. Vivi did TC this area, but it will take a while to chop through. Owls are making so many noises, man. Lix is just gonna... I mean, Lix's eco is not great, let's be honest, but he still has army at least, and he's gonna stonewall the front. But look at this now. You see, I think the fact that Yo and Vivi are knocking on the door is really making the tempo AM team worry a little bit. So Nikov's pulled around his camels. They're gonna try and go for a similar thing they did earlier with a bit of a trap. And you now see that Leary's coming back home. MBL's coming back home. Heart's coming back home. But Yo is going to take the fight to Heart's base. And he's going to drop a castle here, guys. And Spanish builders do build faster. Yo wants to drop it right there. Right in front of Nikov's base. Now, he's thought about this. Initially, he was going to drop it here. Now he's going to drop it right here.
Something something 10 months.
Oh, this could be denied. If it wasn't Spanish, I'd say it is going to be denied. But because it's Spanish builders, it's possible that it could still go up. They build 30% faster. There's just so much military coming in from AM and Tempo. I feel like even if the fight isn't cute, you take it here to stop that castle from going up. It's at 60%. Hard coming in with the knights. Oh, MBL needs to focus the villagers with the crossbows. If he does that, the castle will not go up. I don't have the mod, but it's a doubt castle. 91%. Huge losses there. Now, granted, Yo is a TC in the middle. So if Yo and Vivi are able to win this fight, they could maybe just send villagers in to complete this. And the villagers might be on the way soon. It is possible that this castle ends up going up anyways. MBL's losing his crossbows. Nikov's losing his camels. We'll probably see villagers come. Yep, here they come. 2 villagers. As we see a TC in the middle. Even Vivi coming to take his share of the golds. So, you know, Nikov's spot is not as good as he will have won. Hart is on the way to Imperial Age, though. And so is Leary for Tempo AM. Nikov, without golds... shortly. You know, you need to have the center area. Something that Leary doesn't really have control of yet, but he'll aim to. So a lot more meatball control, I guess. Oh, Leary's going to see the vills, but he can't get them. So the castle should complete here. But still, Leary's going to have Arbalest, and Leary is devastating with Arbalest. And he should have control on his side, which means he will get that gold eventually. Castle goes up. Yo is just going to make more and more conks. My worry is, doesn't Nikov just straight up die to this soon? Non-stop Knight and conk production will eventually push back Nikov. Thankfully for him, he is Persians, because his TC will have extra HP. What the?
One whole year.
How did Lix get in here? I guess he went right through MBL's base. And he's attacking the town center. We haven't talked about Lix in a while, so I was kind of surprised to see him in the back of the enemy base, behind enemy lines, but Lix will now fight against MBL. And that's a really good fight for him. So, the Chinese team has really delayed the AM Tempo team with these attacks. That said, Lix is going to get cleared up in Lix's economy. 47 vills is by far the worst in the game because of the damage he took earlier. So now the focus is on Leary. Now, this is where it gets really fun about this. Because look at WWP. You've already had Paladin full booming and even trading for gold. He also was not making Rat 10 archers, but is on the way to Imp making Rat 10 archers, so he will go for elite Rat 10s eventually. Leary, I think, is heading over towards Lix, who is also just full on trading. Look at that. 1 TC creating villagers, but 3 markets creating trade cards. So WWP are using the gold from the middle, at least some of them are, or they're using whatever gold they have left at their base to trade for long-term gold income. All 3 of these TCs on the front lines for Nikov, Garrison, still hasn't clicked up to the next age. There's Kongs back here now. It's also Spanish trade bonus. And, oh, Leary's going to try and run through. Leary found a weak point. He found a weak point. He will be through. So they're adding all that trade, but they are going to lose it soon. Leary breaks right through with the Arbalest. Now, this is what I was saying earlier. Elite Ratens, they wreck Arbs. But you don't have Elite yet. You don't have the upgrades yet. So these Raten archers need to get here soon. Leary could also destroy Yo's economy. You'll see the players microing trade carts away. Back over on the front here, you see that Hart has added a Treb, so Yo will probably lose this castle. You know, you just always have faith in Leary in this position. But it is worth reminding people that he doesn't have... Okay, he has chopped through to this gold. Never mind. You always have faith with Leary if he's going for Arbs. They don't have any bonus against buildings. It's just they fire really fast, so they're going to shred. Actually, no, it should be Saracen bonus. What am I talking about? Because he's got Saracens on the team. Who needs siege, right? Why do you say WWP instead of White Wolf Palace? The latter is easier with only 4 syllables, no? I don't know, dude. Why do I do anything in life? Hopefully it's not that big a deal. WWP is just easier for me. Haven't really thought it through. Why did you feel the need to make a big deal out of it if it's only 1 more syllable? I don't know, man. Yeah, he's got Ethiopian Arbs. He's teamed with Saracens, which is what I meant. But if Elite Rat 10 comes out... Oh my god, he's got trade galore! He's got so much trade. 16 trade cards. As he's trading with that market right now. Run! Run away! I actually thought the big blob of orange was... I thought the big blob of orange were Rat 10 archers. And then I looked, and it was freaking trade cards here. Okay, so now Elite Rat 10s have 10 Pierce Armor. Now, granted, the Pierce Armor doesn't really help out too much against the Cavalier. But it will help out a lot against the Arbalest. Still will need a lot of them, though. Meanwhile, in the middle, you start to see MBL think about pushing out there. AM Tempo have started to clear up the front of Nikov and Heart's base. This, so far, has been my favorite game and favorite map of the whole show match. I don't know about you guys, but maybe I've soured everything with the names of the teams, and I'm sorry about that. But White Wolf Palace is... They do have trade. Now, as for if they can keep it alive, I don't know. Vivi's coming over here with Cavalier to help out. I mean, Leary could lose his army soon. And while the Meatball area is nice for gold, so is having trade. With Spanish trade bonus. Look at how long it takes Arbalest to take out Elite Rat-10s. It's sick. There's going to be a big fight here soon. There's just not quite enough Rat-10s. Rat-10s create so slowly. Only has 2 castles. I also see stables, which is interesting. I wonder if he's thinking elephants, maybe? Such a good job from Leary to break through here, though. Granted, I think he would have eventually anyways. But he's really been forcing some fights early. Art is actually streaming Knights through this eco, and Leary's all over it. Oh, man, look at this. Yeah, look at all the exposed economy in the middle from White Wolf Palace. They need to clear this, but then they also need to make sure they're protected in the middle, and I just don't know. Yo's population's down to 70 now. Lix's pop has been at 70 for a while. I don't think Rat-10s are strong enough to be able to really change it to this degree. Now, maybe... I don't know where Vivi is with all of his cav. Here it is. Maybe after Paladin, they take this fight. Art does not have Paladin on the way. It is rather funny because one of the players' names is actually Paladin. Okay, Paladin in the orange is going to fight with his Rat-10s as you see Paladin in from Vivi. And let's see how the Rat-10s and how the Ethiopian Arbs hold up here. Paladins will have full upgrades, guys. This is a massive fight. And Leary has more Arbs in the queue. Just the big thing about Arbs is you need to maintain that mass. The Rats and Archers continue to climb in numbers. The Paladins are all that remain for the Cav, while there's a little bit coming in from Heart. And Leary will lose all of his Arbalest here. Elite Rats and Archers are one of the sickest units in post-im. And for that reason, I think that we're not going to see WWP give up easily here. Especially combined with the fact that, well, they might have lost a lot of it. They have been trading a little bit. Now, on this side, you've got Nikov with Light Cav and Camel. And then you have MBL, who's actually on his way to Imp. He hasn't been in Imp, even with 80-some military on the fields. But yeah, it looks like AM Tempo are also trading. MBL will be on Arb eventually. He dropped a castle in the middle here. Art's taking all that gold now. What the... Did we just talk about what's on our screen right here? We've got cows, multiple villagers from different civilizations, and a trade cart. Like, that looks ridiculous. Don't ask me how the trade cart got there, but it's been a messy game. It's been a messy game. Now, Leary only has 40 military, guys. He has 4 on food right now. I don't know why he only has 4 on food, but he was streamlining everything towards wood and gold, and now his Arbs are getting destroyed. On this side, you have Vivi. Vivi still has gold, so he has gold for Paladins, right? But he might. The problem is that he doesn't have anyone to fight with right now. And Hart has Paladin, and Teuton Paladins are actually better in 1v1 engagements against Kuman Paladins. And then Nikov also has the Camels. So the Rats and Archers almost need to be everywhere right now. And I just don't know if that's a real possibility for WWP. Yo's got to boom back into the game. He's trying to get stone walls down before the thing that happened a moment ago happens again. Yo's got 1 on food right now. This is going to be such a lengthy reboom for him. Giving MBL time to do what he wants to do. And I'm not sure what that is yet because he's making a Cav Archer and a Mameluke. So I think he's going to get Archer upgrades and maybe switch into Mamelukes. Because he has ranged units right now. I don't think those skirms are in the best position. Seeing the signaling all over the map as these Rats and Archers are coming over this way. Hator says, are Rats and Archers as good as Arbalest versus Cav? So, an elite Rats and Archer is better due to the base attack, and I think the firing rate, if we're talking Rats and Archers and a standard Arb, is around the same. It might actually fire a little slower. I think there might be a slight difference with the fire rate, but in terms of attack, Arbs are 6+4, Rats and Archers are 7+4. And Rats and Archers are a whole lot more mobile. And they're much better again. They're basically an anti-Archer Archer. It's one of the sickest units you can have in post-Imperial. They're disgusting. What do you almost need Siege to kill them. The University Walls from Nikov. What a play, dude. That was so good. And he's using the Trebs to go through the Meatball. And we have House Walls from Vivi, and the cows are getting in the way. But yeah, I don't think House Walling's really going to work when there's Trebs here, my friend. Nikov wants to raid this gold. And oh my goodness, has he. Has he ever. Look at the trade for Nikov. He'll have gold income. He's killing these villagers. This could be it.
I'd rather see him become a caster before I see him become a cheater. Actually, that's not true. Cheating is probably still above casting. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's...
Kara talking about Viper.
I was really confused by that. You got the movement coming in from the Paladins and the Ratsens, and maybe Paladin and Vivi are kind of at a point where they realize that they need to dive the trade because they're losing so much control of their meatballs. It feels very weird to use meatballs in a serious tone while casting. I mean, this is a crazy death ball right here. 100 military right now for Paladin. He's trying to get elite skirms out, though. He's got Paladins on his base. And is that what I think? Leary has Siege Onager. When was he teching into Siege Onager? The guy had 1 on food last I checked. He must have received food from somebody. And he's Ethiopian, so now he has Arbs and Siege Onagers. And now good luck if you're Vietnamese. Now you would really need some support to take that out. MBL even with the Cav Archers. But yeah, here are the Paladins and here are the Ratsens. I think it is the correct play to try and run through here. Pretty much all you can do with this army. Now, that doesn't change the fact that you might die elsewhere, but it might have to pull military back to deal with this then. Leary has to be careful he doesn't kill his own units and his teammates' units with this. I assume he has Torsen engines here, so very easy to do that. If he tries to click them to the left and clicks the zebra there, rip to his Arbs. Who knows? Maybe Leary wants to kill his teammates' units for the lulz. Here you have a great castle from Hart. It's a Teuton castle as well. Ultimately, I think the Rats and Archers and the Paladins are going to be stronger in this type of a fight. But now that you have the castle fire to contribute, I think it is going to help defend from this. Plus, you'll probably see at least 1 or 2 Siege Onagers come over. So many freaking signals on the map as players are trying to communicate. And Lix is on Mameluke right now, and Lix is going heavy camel too. So we haven't talked about him in a while. We also have not talked about Yo in a while, as he comes in with Conks. And he's just adding trade and getting his food eco back up and running. It would be a sick comeback for WWP if they could somehow hold here. The units that got into the trade. Oh, it's that ball of Rats and Archers, which we were saying so many good things about that are going to go down here, guys. Look at Nikov. Still pressuring here, making sure Vivi can't take the golds. Doesn't really seem like there's any big advantages now for WWP. Not in population, not in military. You're falling back to Imperial skirmishers and not Rats and Archers if you're Vietnamese, and you're just dead. And even with Rats and Archers, I think with this type of a death ball, you'd have no chance anyways. GG could come in shortly, but we might see some big shots before that. Leary with the attack round. Seen better, but it was also solid. Now, don't kill your own units, Leary. It's kind of hard not to. Oh, massive shots there. And more big shots with Torsen engines. What a fun technology. Ethiopians are such a sick civ, man. You've got the archer play in standard game, but then in super late game, unlike a lot of archer civs, because some archer civs really lack the siege. They have the siege. They have the firepower. Oh, I didn't even realize Yo wasn't an imp. Yeah, they're basically trying to hold and waiting for that trade to kick in. Yo will have... Like, I imagine he's going to make paladins or something. I don't know. He has resources. It's just, will they have the space? All right. Leary continuing to send in his siege mass. MBL with these cav archers here. Yeah, Torsen engines increases the splash damage. And so that means that any shot is going to do so much more damage. Also, slightly higher radius. I don't remember the exact specifics there, but MBL diving in. You might want to think twice about this. He is thinking twice about this. Here come Paladins from Vivi. Trying. I mean, you've got to get... It's really your own siege. As Leary micros there. That was such sick micro. It's either your own siege or you have to use Paladins to take out the siege onagers. Oh, man. There we go. Some friendly fire. Sometimes you'll accidentally click a building or a tree and all your units will disappear. But they do have plenty of units to get rid of. Can Leary push this castle? It's really important that he pushes the castle. The siege onager shots, man! Leary must be having so much fun. For how much he hated his life in the first game, he probably loves his life because of this game. It's very much like WWP to continue to try here. They're cockroaching it, as I've said before about MBL. You know, it just likes to stay alive, refusing to die. And, you know, the towers are definitely one of your best options as far as staying in the game. MBL getting the cav archers into the trade, though. I don't know what their late game plan is. I don't know what they're holding for. I guess Yo isn't in the game yet with Paladins. And he's going to try. With Nikov's on Paladin now, though. And, of course, his team is way ahead here. Don't think Camels are going to do well against the Archers, let alone the Siege Onagers as they go down. And then we do not have Rats and Archer from Paladin. They're up 2 games, so WWP are still trying, which is great, but I think the end is near. I saw Yo getting Supremacy. It's probably because he's getting raided. But yeah, he's just clicked Paladin, and Paladins are already in on his base. Just one time in this show match, I want Paladin the player to have a Paladin civ and make Paladin. There's 2 more games after this. I just want to see Paladin from Paladin, you know? Come on, man. Also, I'd love to see one more juicy Siege Onager shot. Even if Leary were to kill his own units, I don't care. I don't discriminate against Siege Onager shots. Come on, get a kill. Oh, man, this group was just asking for it. Oh, jeez. Oh, man, there it is. And we'll get multiple here. That shot, this shot, all the shots. I feel like I should be playing shots. No, that's... Yeah, take a shot for every Arbalest that just died, and best of luck to you. Another opportunity here. Leary just takes out the range. Imperial skirmishers going down. You can try bombard cannons. It's not a bad option, but when there's 20 siege onagers, it's never going to work out, and Leary just melts his own units against the range. I'm just wondering why we haven't seen the GG yet, you know, because they don't have the center gold. They must think they have the Spanish trade bonus, and for that reason, they have a chance. Yo probably just says, hey, I finally got to Paladin. At least let me fight with it. Yeah, maybe they're enjoying how satisfying it is to watch the units melt to the Siege Onagers. Here comes Yo with the Paladins. So he's picked off 1 or 2 Siege Onagers, picked off some Trebs there. Still have to deal with the Death Ball, as the Bombard Towers will just melt. Also, something about Siege Onagers that I love is the new noise. I don't think it was like this before DE, but it just sounds so good. Oh, come on. They resigned? Yeah, Leary, there you go. I would do the same thing. Kill your own units, kill everything. Kill MBL's units. You know the game is over now, so just kill what you can. Yup, he's going to kill Hearts units. Oh, we've all been guilty of this. As long as you do it after the GGs have been called, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just called being a good teammate right there. Heart and MBL probably love to see their units die there, and Leary boosts his score. And it really was a tremendous game from him. His fast castle was good. Early Arbalest changed the game. Overall, a really fun game, though. I don't know about the other games, but this certainly, because of the map and how cool the concept was, the name, and also the gameplay will hit YouTube. I mean, I like the concept. You had different approaches, too. Like, Yo got to the gold really early here. Actually, no, it was this one. Yeah, you got to this gold really early with the town center. Whereas AM were hoping to boom up more at home and then control the map and take the golds later on. I think the difference here, honestly, I think that Spanish were just a little questionable. The forward castle is something you almost feel like you have to do because the enemy was booming up so much, having like not needing to make a castle and whatnot. But the forward castle couldn't accomplish a lot. It didn't deny any resources, and it ended up getting trebbed down. Also, the immense pressure from Leary, Nikov, Hart, and MBL on Lix set Lix behind. So at one point, Lix was out of the game. Then Yo was out of the game. Then Vivi felt like he was out of the game. Whereas all the players on Leary's team were pretty much in the game and contributing in some way, shape, or form. You look at the trade profit, and I did really like the strategy from Paladin to boom into Rats and Archers because they're so sick. But that is why Lix died. Because Lix didn't have support. Look at the timeline. Right here, Lix didn't have help, dead. You know, he fell way behind. But of course, there was benefit to that because he ended up getting to the rat tent. So it's kind of a pro and con there to the decision. Still, though, I think if Lix was more in the game, maybe Lix is on Siege Onager as well. Maybe with some Mamelukes combined with the Rats and Archers. Then you have Paladins on the other side. Its game, had WWP not taken as many losses to Leary and early Imp, could have gone on much longer and could have been even more insane. All right. So score is 2-1. If you need a reminder on how the show match works in terms of prize pool, $69 goes to the team that wins each game. So that is $69 to AM Tempo. Score is 1-2. $11 does go to the loser. So at this point, you can do the math, but a decent amount of prize pool to each team. All 5 games are played. And then in total, with the additional $20 that goes to the team that wins the show match, the prize pool is $420.